The collective, greetings, friends. We are very pleased to speak with you today. And this week, we reply to a question sent in by a Lightbringer. Question: why are dementia and Alzheimer's so prevalent in our older population? 5 years ago, I cared for a dear friend and saw her sink into dementia. It was heartbreaking. 2 years ago, I reconnected with another friend who has slipped into dementia. Once again, I feel so much sadness. When I visit her at the center, I see so many faces I recognize, and many are also afflicted by this. I don't believe we are all going to end up like that as we age. So what is going on? I recently listened to an interview with climate scientist Dane Wigington, who has studied geoengineering for most of his life. He said plainly that what our bodies are ingesting from the air, the water, and our food, is poisoning us, and it is done with purpose. The cases of autism, dementia, and autoimmune diseases have spiked, and he comments that this is a deliberate agenda by the powers that be to destroy humanity and our planet. Listening to this scientific information, I am wondering how we can possibly be talking about Nizara or the rise to the fifth dimension. How can we, the common people, counter such a dire situation? The collective, this is indeed an issue for your times. Many people might have lived longer and healthier, had the contaminants you mention not have been flooded into your environment. Electromagnetic frequencies have also interfered with how brains function, as well as with other body processes. Yet the era you are now in is a highly unusual one. The human brain is now undergoing powerful processes to evolve into its fifth dimensional capabilities, and this is part of what you see now occurring around you now. It is so that while toxins in air, food, water, and some pharmaceuticals have powerfully affected how the human brain functions, the fifth dimensional processes are still occurring, nevertheless. Keep in mind that a far greater influence on the human mind, of which the brain is only a part, is the powerful light codes coming in now, the monoatomic gold dust that is the gold essence, the golden light particles flowing to you from your sun's soul. And remember as well that each person, almost without exception, chooses both the hour and the form of their release from the physical. Some have planned to be in a state in which often they travel in their waking state into the etheric, visiting other realms, well before entirely leaving the earth. And so, their spirit mind will be absent from the physical self during those journeys. We do not say that illnesses such as dementia or Alzheimer's are a positive thing. It is simply that many choose difficult situations, even debilitating ones, in which to complete those areas of growth that they have desired for many lives, yet which have eluded them till now. These dear ones who suffer from loss of cognitive and physical function are still fulfilling their life charts, though it may seem unbelievable that anyone should choose to lose control and consciousness in that way. It is a form of beginning to release physical life, and to venture forth into the etheric to see what lies beyond earth life, before they make that journey fully. They see and realize much in that state that you and others who are outside their heart-mind do not realize. Many gain the ability to see presences long hidden from them while they had full mental capability. They may see presences in the room that you do not, including loved ones in spirit form who are waiting to escort them back home to the higher realms. Others see galactic friends and family, or beings supposedly mythical or fictional in nature, who are in fact very real, but who exist in a higher dimensional form than what most human beings can usually see. And so what is lost in terms of cognition is gained in terms of the higher mind coming forth and being freed from the old boundaries of logical thought processes. We do not say this to make it okay that these dear ones are in a state where they are still in a body for the most part, yet no longer their earth selves, as people once knew them. It is of course distressing to see a loved one in a state of detachment from the everyday happenings and processes of life, and to be somewhere that one cannot reach them. Yet on a higher level, they are very aware of your presence, and your words. It is simply that whole parts of their spirit are traveling elsewhere, and experimenting here and there, reacquainting themselves with life in other realms, and often, choosing where they will venture next. You may feel that this is a strange way to go about things, asking, can't they do all that in their dream state? Or can't their higher self make those choices for them? We shall give you a broader view of the issue, as these ones venture in spirit into other realms, they are helping to bridge the notion of reality for those who are still firmly planted in what appears to be a 3D world. They journey energetically in spirit, seeing much in the world that is hidden from those who are mentally well, in addition to checking that their own Earth mission has been completed. Few are in a state in which their higher mind is not active, even while the Earth mind appears to be drawing a blank. Their spirits are nevertheless very busy, monitoring much happening with the world, and assisting energetically as needed, whether in their sleep state or while awake. It is of course distressing as well to know that the toxicity of Earth life has also created a situation of widespread autism in children. And yet, this too is part of many a person's life chart, particularly in the present generation, and must be respected as such, though it appears to be madness to those who look on from without. Many are actively in touch with the star nations, working with them in spirit to assist in full disclosure of the galactic presence, and working hard to establish the vibrations necessary to anchor peace on the planet. Many are adept at hearing tonal vibrations, or seeing colors and color spectrums, or understanding certain aspects of life, including advanced physics, that elude those who are not on the autism spectrum. There is rhyme and reason for much of this, though again we do not say that this is the best or most desirable way to fulfill one's Earth mission. Yet it is a powerful development, as these ones are joining Earth mind with the higher mind, which is already highly active, and this is a great part of humanity's ascension, though it can outwardly appear tragic. It is so that most will say that they never want their loved ones to leave this earth, or only want them to leave in peaceful and comfortable ways, well into their elder years. Yet all of you journey out of the body every night in your sleep state, and some have had journeys to different realms even while awake, such as in states of deep meditation. You are all gaining the ability to see and experience or at least feel the presence of other realms and those who inhabit them, whether you realize it or not. You are nowhere near so fully anchored into physical life as you have so long believed, and this too is a powerful movement into ascension. We will say that of course, it was very dark of the old powers that were, and which are fading fast, to poison Earth's and humanity's environment with toxins that nullify neurological capability. Many of those responsible are already in a position to have to answer for these decisions, and the planned effects they have had on people around the world. You may ask them, did you think you could stop the ascension of Earth and her people? Did you think these illnesses and disorders would be enough to stop the developing higher mind, and the blending of the higher self with Earth self? In truth, none of their schemes are enough to keep humanity in a state of slavery and 3D containment. Their plans have not succeeded, nor will they do so. In addition to the light codes pouring in now, full of higher mind data that assists you in this 5D integration, there are powerful angelic and galactic interventions taking place now, and all of this will only increase in the coming months and years. So continue to call it forth. You are all continuing to ascend, despite the dire analyses you will hear at times. And so, in addition to calling in divine assistance, we powerfully recommend the words of a great poet, and encourage you to use that Lady Master's beautiful phrase, whenever you feel defeated as you view illnesses, disorders, and afflictions of any kind. It appears to be defiance, yet it is co-creation, a realization of the divine self within all, and the statement is, and still I rise. These words were written by a genius and a great teacher, descended in her last earth life from enslaved persons, and apply all persons if you will allow it. We encourage you to release notions of defeat, though yes, as the poet says, this is the hour of soulful cries for justice. You have in spirit already declared your freedom, your release from the shackles of dark interferences. And so the poet speaks, you may trod me in the very dirt but still, like dust, I'll rise. Asterisk. And so from this higher level, you need not see the world as a place where it feels so wrong and strange to speak of the fifth dimension and Nizara's enactment. You begin to understand, these conditions are part of what these dear ones have come in for, in their journey of linking the third-dimensional state of spirit-mind with far higher ones. Their energies are a kind of bridge into the higher mind state. Would this be our preference for them, for any earth life? No, of course not. Yet bear in mind that many are here for the last time in a 3D world, they will not return to suffer this way again. Many are starseed, and only regain their memory of their true family and true home in moments of what appear to be loss and delusion. They travel, it is so, and so do you all. It is simply that you do your travel in your sleep state. And you desire all to be well, in ways that the third-dimensional earth cannot offer you. And yet you are all shaking off the shackles that have held you back for millennia. Draw up your courage for these last days of the old paradigm, dear ones. You cannot lose who you truly are, and neither can your loved ones. Reclaim this in your heart space, and the mind will come to accept, in its own way and time, that all is well. Whenever your heart sinks, speak this beautiful phrase of co-creation and reclamation of one's divinity, and still I rise. Namasté, friends who are family. You are never alone.